Zoom's an update and I can't find anything on it anymore. Anyway, there we go, I've got it. Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome back. It feels like I've been back ages now. I've had 2 nights of teaching. Spain is long gone in the past. We're starting standing. So come up onto your feet hip distance apart. Nice to be home, practicing from familiar territory again. Okay, so with your feet standing firmly down, take your arms firmly up. This block is about finding length and strength. So we'll do lots of stretching out and then finding the strength within the stretch positions. So really stretch up, work on pushing down through your legs into your feet, lengthening up your waist, reaching your arms as high as you can so your shoulders lift towards your ears, and making yourself the absolute longest you can be. And then soften it so your shoulders drop and your weight sinks a little more into your hips. So inhale, stretch long. Exhale, soften. Inhale, stretch long, whole of the spine. Exhale, soften. Feel your rib cage lifting. One more. Inhale, stretch long, sides of the rib cage up. Exhale, soften. Stay in that softened position and bring your arms down and push back. So your little fingers press back and have your hands apart. So it's like you're holding a ball between your hands, but you're pressing it like you're trying to squeeze the ball between your hands. Then bring your arms forwards and sit your hips back. And again, push back through your arms as if you're squeezing a ball behind you, arms nice and long. Inhale, squat. Exhale, squeeze the imaginary ball. Inhale, squat. Your arms are long as they squeeze back. 2. We want to just keep the feeling in the feet nice and even so we're not overworking one leg and underworking another. Then stay in the squat and bring your arms back into that squeezing a football behind you sort of position. Hug the belly in a little. Try lifting your right heel off the ground, lower it. Lift the left heel off the ground, lower it. As you do this, keep long in your arms, squeezing through the back of your arms, toning in the upper back, alternating the heel lifts. Pressing the front of your foot forwards, bending in your toes. Keep the hips squatting back and bring your arms forwards, hips back. And again, heel up, heel down, heel up, heel down. Press the front of the foot forwards, work into your ankle joint. Keep the hips nice and steady, one more each side. Once both feet are flat to the floor, bow forwards over your thighs, rest your body on your thighs and straighten the legs out a little. Let your head hang loosely. We could then hold on to both elbows. Get the elbows to push into your hands so they're almost trying to push themselves longer, and take a little swing right and left, opening into the side of your waist, finding a little length into the side body. Release your arms back to center, hug the belly in and roll up. Push down through your feet as you roll. And as you roll all the way up, roll your shoulders in a backward circle movement for 3 shoulder rolls. 2, just arms loose, following the shoulder roll. 1, take your right arm all the way up in the air. Now push and stretch really long through your right side. So it's almost like there's no weight in your left foot. Everything's going into that right side. Keep your right side long, but short. Keep your right side stretching, but shorten it slightly. So shoulder drops into the body. You're standing in the hip, and then catch hold of your left foot. Stretch the left knee down. Keep that connection through your right side as you stretch the front of your left thigh. Lifting your head up tall. Bring your foot and your arm down. Stretch really long through your left side so you almost feel a little uneven in your body, really reaching up. And then soften it so you get heavy down into the left foot, soft in the left shoulder. Keep that connection and catch hold of your right foot. Stretch the front of your thigh. Keep your knee pointing down, very slightly squeezing your legs in towards each other. Release your arm and your foot back down, feet back to hip distance. Soften your knees a little, drop chin to chest and roll your way down. At the bottom of the roll down, come onto hands and knees. Spread your fingers, 3 rounds of cat-cow, lift your head and bottom up. And then round your spine, hugging the belly toward the spine, push the ground down. 2. Round the spine, push the ground down. 1. And push the ground. Flat back, looking just ahead of your hands. And then swing your hips right, swing your hips left, like you've got a tail and you're wagging it side to side. When your hips swing to the right, move your face in line with the right hand. When your hips swing to the left, move your face over and in line with the left hand. So your head is swinging to the side as your hips swing to the side. Head and hips to the same side. One side of the waist lengthens, one side of the waist shortens. Come to center, both sides of the waist even, front and back of your body even. Straighten your right leg out behind, toes touching the floor and push firmly through the heel. Lift your leg a couple of feet away from the floor. Keep the toes pointing down and press your leg out and in. Pressing out with the leg to work the outer hip. Try not to let the leg drop. Keep it the same height as you push out and in. 3 more. 3. There's a slight squeeze. 2. Keep the leg long. 1. Leg in, knee down, left leg straight, toes touch the floor to make sure that you're hugging your belly in. Use that contact. Lift the leg up, so a foot or 2 off the ground. And then push the leg out. And in. Keep the toes pointing straight down when you open your leg out to the side so it stops you from going out too wide. We want the hips to stay level, the shoulders to stay level. And now we're aiming not to wag the head or the tailbone end of the spine at all. We're not in any cat arch. We're not in any side swing. We're perfectly steady in the spine. For 3, squeezing in the outer leg. For 2, and 1. Knee back down, lower to your forearms, Sphinx position. Press through the forearms and lift up your chest. Open up the front line of your body, press to the pubic bone and pull in the belly a little. Hugging the belly toward the spine so that there's no dip and collapse in the back. We're just nice and long through the back. Really reach out through the top of your head. Can you exercise your pelvic floor muscles here as well? So we're naturally engaging up with the pelvic floor, the back passage, any other passages between the legs, the sex organs squeeze and lift, the belly hugs in slightly, but we're not really looking at gripping your bottom muscles, it's more the internal passages. Come down onto the floor and rest your head on your right hand, straighten your left arm out in front. From here, you're going to lift your right leg and your left arm and pause. Hug the belly in. Make sure the sides of the waist feel like they're narrowing. And then open your arm and leg out and in. Keep the sides of the waist even. So when you open your arm and leg out, you're trying not to let anything else dip or twist on the floor. Keep your head fully relaxed on your arm. Foot is pointed. 3, 2, 1. Center, switch. Head rests on your left hand, right arm straightens. Hug the belly in. Lift the left leg, right arm. When you hug your belly in, it's not just pulling your belly button to the spine, it's also narrowing around the sides, trying to capture some of the pelvic floors. You open your arm and leg. Close your arm and leg. Open, close. Keep your head still. Keep the leg on the floor still. Keep the sides of the waist narrow. 3 more. 3. Push out. 2. It's going steady and controlled. 1 more. Out and in. Both hands under the head. Relax a moment. And then we're going to try doing a little bit of a stronger position. So arms extend out in front of you, forehead touching the floor. I'd like you to overreach. So walk your arms as far as you can. Wriggle your legs long and back and stretch out. So you're the absolute maximum length your body can be. Now slide your shoulders down your back a little, so your hands will slide in closer on the floor. Lift your gaze between your hands. As your hands slide in just a little bit closer, your armpits lift, your chest lifts a small amount. Keep the ribs touching the floor and hug in the belly. Lengthen out more through your legs and lift opposite arm and opposite leg and lower. Again, lift without twisting. Just think about lengthening out through the leg. Lift, lower. Feel your buttock muscles engage. Lift, lower. If you want to make this stronger, you lift, and then instead of going all the way down, you switch. So one arm and leg come up, and one arm and leg go down. So we're switch, switch. Just touching the ground rather than resting on the ground. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Rest down, hands under shoulders, push your bottom to your heels, and rest your head on your hands, child's pose. Breathe into the lower back. Breathe into your mid back. Breathe into your upper back. And then come up to a high kneeling position. So I've got quite sensitive knees, so I'm going to put some extra padding under. If you've got the same issues, then put something under your knees and come up to a high kneeling position. Step your right foot forwards so that you've got a 90-degree angle in your front leg, 90-degree angle in your back leg, back toes tucked under. If you've got any toe issues, then you're not going to lift. Otherwise, we're going to try lifting. So let's just get some arms in, arms up, and then bend your elbows wide and push your forearms back so the chest opens. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend them so the chest opens. As your arms come up, if you can, push through your front heel, your back toes, and lift, and then bend and touch the ground or be close to the ground, and lift and bend and lift and bend. And like I say, if it's too much in your knees or the bend of those back toes, then instead just do the arms staying low. 2, 1. All the way down onto that knee. Then you want your right foot to step a bit further forwards. Right hand outside your right foot. Reach long through your left arm and sink your hips forwards. So your left side is really long. You're kind of reaching out and beyond the right corner of your mat. Look down to your right hand. Roll the left hip down further toward the floor. Bring both hands to the ground and bring your knees together. Come up to a high kneeling position. Step the left foot forwards. 90-degree angles. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, elbows bend, forearms press back, chest opens. Inhale. Exhale, really create that pressure yourself, arms squeezing back again. Okay, and if you're going with the lift, back toes tuck, push through your toes and your front heel. Push up and then down. Push up, and you're not resting down. If you're going down, there's just that light movement to the ground, maybe a tap with your knee on the floor or close to the floor. And if you're not lifting the knee, then you just keep that nice strong arm movement going. You can even work your legs without coming up, just by pressing into the feet, pressing into the legs. 2, 1. And then staying down this time. The left foot goes a bit further forwards. Left hand outside the left foot. You can use a block if you need to. Right arm reaching forwards. Look down to the left hand. Roll your right hip forwards and down. So your right hip's trying to sink down. And reach diagonally across with your right arm beyond the left corner of the mat. Get a nice stretch down that right side. Nice and long. Both hands to the floor, both knees to the floor. And take a little stretch out through both legs in a downward facing dog, so your hips pop up. And then as your knees come down, if you can lie on whichever side you're facing the screen with, so I'm lying on the right side. Have your free hand on the floor in front while you get yourself aligned. You can just see the front of your legs, they're straight. You can just lift the curve of the waist, balancing on hip and shoulder. You're going to lift your legs, separate your feet, flex your toes towards your knees. Hug the belly in, put your hand on your belly to instigate that. Then take your arm up and over, so both arms are extended but not stretching. But I would like you to try and stretch out through the top of your head so your head floats between the arms. Feel there's a balance between trying to stretch out, but also trying to condense in to strengthen the stretch. So there's a reach and there's a pull back in at the same time. Place your top hand back to the floor, rest your head on your arm, keep your legs where they are. Point your toes, and one leg kicks forwards, one leg kicks back like a front crawl, small kicks. You can be as light as possible on the hand in front of you. Sometimes I like to just use one finger so that it's just enough support so I don't fall, but I'm not relying solely on the hand. Flex your feet again, push out through the heels. Lift the top leg higher, press it into the air. Take your free hand over behind you so the back of the hand touches the small of your lower back. You can get your fingers to touch the floor maybe. And press your lower back towards your hand so it hugs your belly in a bit more. Keep the top leg lifted. Lower everything down. Bend your top knee in front of you. Straighten the arm your head's resting on in front of you. And then open your free arm round behind you into a twist. I like to just walk my shoulder blade along the ground as well to help get wider in the twist. Breathe into the open side of your chest. Exhale, your arms heavy, your knee heavy. And then the bent leg is going to lift until the foot steps behind you. Use that foot on the floor as you bend the other leg in as well to move your bottom to the middle of the mat and arrange yourself in the middle of your mat, ready for shoulder bridges. Arms down by your side, palms face the floor. Feet in line with sit bones. Inhale. Exhale, press down into the feet, pick up the tailbone and roll your spine up. Sometimes the first shoulder bridge can be sensitive, so don't roll very far on your first one if that's the case. And then roll back down again, feeling your back piece by piece, moving back down to the floor. Inhale, bottom lands. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, a straight line from the back of your shoulders to the back of your knees. Exhale, roll down. And again, inhale, land. Exhale, using your shoulder bridge to reach out through the spine, reach long through the tailbone. Inhale, top. Exhale, roll down. Land on the ground, pause. Take your other arm up by your ear and roll onto the other side. I'm going to turn so that I'm facing the screen, but we're doing the same as what we did on the first side, so you might not need to see the screen. Free hand on the floor in front. Look down, check you can see the front of your legs. Little lift in the curve of the waist. Then we pick the legs up, separate them, toes flex to knees. Then if you can take your hand off the floor, put your hand on your tummy and use that to remind your tummy muscles they are lifting up and in like a smile on your tummy, pulling away from the hand. Reach your arm overhead. Extend more through the spine, let your head float. Get longer and longer into the top of your head, out through the bottom end of the tailbone. Feel that extension, the lengthen and the strengthen, both balancing themselves out to help you balance. Keep your legs where they are. Bring your hand back to the floor, head back onto your arm. Point your toes. Kick with like a front crawl. Flutter kick. Notice how much weight you're putting into the front hand and see if you can get lighter. Steady the legs, flex your toes up to your knees, pushing out through your heels. Lift your top leg higher. Keep the toes pointing forwards, not upwards. Keep the leg position and take your free arm behind so the back of the hand slides down the small of your back. Fingertips can touch the ground. And then draw your ribs and the small of your lower back toward the hand. Keep the legs wide. Feel the outer leg working. Outer hip, outer waist. Lower your legs down and then bend your front knee, a top knee in front. Straighten your bottom arm in front and open your free arm wide. Your bent leg is going to lift, swoop it round to the floor. Use both feet flat on the floor to maneuver yourself back to center. Arms down by your side, palms flat to the floor. Second set of shoulder bridges. Inhale, exhale, press through your feet, lift the tailbone, roll up. Inhale at the top, pressing along in your arms. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, land. Exhale, roll. Inhale, top. Exhale, down. Roll this one up, stay up at the top. We'll add a little bit of the lengthening into it. So staying at the top, press more firmly down into your left foot. Lift your right knee. Option 1, just stay there. Option 2, straighten your leg, point your foot. And with a straight leg, reach the leg away, like it's trying to reach down toward the floor and lift it back up again. 2 more of those. Reach away, try and keep your hips level, lift it back up. 1 more, reach away, hips stay level, try not to let them drop, and up. Bend your leg, foot to the floor. So press firmly into the right foot, lift the left leg, and again, you can just stay there, or straighten your leg, foot points, reach your leg away, hips stay level, and lift. Reach away, and lift. And again, and lift. Bend your leg, foot to the floor, roll down. Nice. Cross your right ankle onto your left knee, taking a buttock stretch by holding the back of the left leg, drawing your shoulders down, flattening your bottom down. Release that side, uncrossing and left ankle this time onto right knee. Hold the back of the right leg. Into your bed. And then release that side, uncrossing your ankle. Turn onto your side to face the screen. Prop onto your elbow. Let's take a few little twists here. Knees stay together. Lift your ribs away from your forearm. Inhale, top arm opens. Exhale, thread your arm through, looking at the forearm on the floor. Inhale, open. You want to keep the pressure pressing into the forearm on the ground, so when you twist, you're not collapsing. 2 more. Twist without collapsing. Hug the belly in so there's a slight squeeze in the waist. 1 more. Twist. Open. And then come to the other side. So legs round the other way. Knees together, forearm on floor. Ribs pull away from the forearm. Top arm opens so we feel expanded from the chest. Inhale. Exhale, thread through, press through your right forearm. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze the belly as you twist. Inhale, open. 3 more. 2. 1. Open, release, and come to sitting with your legs in front of you. Hold onto the back of your thighs. Pull on them to sit tall. Stay tall, reach through the top of your head. Lean back, so now the reach through the top of your head is slightly angled back, but you're still long in your spine. Hug the belly, and then see if you can just find a balance there and lift your feet off the floor. Try keeping your spine long, even though you're slightly angled back. Maybe you can let go of your legs and hold that balance. Then we're going to hollow the belly into the spine and roll down. Keep your head and chest off the floor. Bring your knees towards you. Touch the outer ankles. Actually, sorry, hands behind your head first, elbows wide. Glance at your belly. So lifting your chest, glance at your belly. Tap your right foot to the floor and see if you can do it, keeping your belly flat, and then lift. Left foot and belly flat, lift. Right foot, glance at the belly, will it to stay down. Left foot, follow the belly. Try a couple with double feet if you want to, for a stronger option. If the back lifts or the belly arches, stick with a single leg. Let's put some arms into this. Hands to outer ankles. Arms lift as your foot or feet touch the floor. Circle your arms and bring them back to the legs. Foot or feet to floor. Circle the arms back to the legs. 4 more. Single leg or double leg for strongest option. We want to keep the back of the chest lifted off the ground, so when your arms go back, your head's not falling back. 2, hollow the belly, look and check. 1, knees into head and head to floor. Turn your head side to side. Head center, butterfly legs, soles of the feet together. Start with a small flutter in the knees, just a small flutter. And then let the thighs go heavier, wider, relax them. Push the feet down your mat until the legs straighten. Relax your arms, palms up. Close your eyes, breathe in, 5. Breathe into your whole body. Breathe out, 5. Breathe in, 4. Breathe out, 4, relaxing your whole body. Breathe in, 3, feel gentle expansion. Out, 3, gentle contraction. In, 2, a lightness in your breath. Out, 2, a heaviness into the ground. In, 1. Out, 1. Take both arms overhead, legs together. Wriggle yourself as long as you can go from fingertips to feet. Nice and long. Stretch further. Get the ribs to pull away from your pelvis to draw down from your ribs. And then relax. Hug the right knee towards you and bring your nose toward the right knee. Release that side. Left knee. Nose toward the left knee. And release. Now bring both legs in and hold the back of both thighs. And just let your feet kick up and down. Up and down. As your feet kick up and down, do you start to feel a rocking motion in your pelvis? And if you do, then start to use a rolling back and forward on your spine to come up, or just roll to your side. Once you're up to sitting, sit and take your arms straight up in the air. Doesn't matter how your legs are sitting. You can sit on a chair if you prefer. Reach long, lift the ribs away from your pelvis, pelvis dropping into the floor, ribs lifting away, shoulders hunching up. Right hand to the floor, left arm over side bend. Left hand to right ear. As you come up, guide your head across away from the arm. Relax your shoulders. Both arms up, head up between your arms, stretch the top of your head up. Left hand down, side bend over, spread the right ribs. Right hand to left ear, draw your head across, gentle neck stretch. Relax both shoulders. Both arms up, head up between your arms, stretch long. Twist to the right, left hand onto the right knee or thigh, and gently twist round, walking your fingertips on the floor to support you. To center, reach your arms up, stretch long. Twist the other way. Stretch up. Fingers to the floor behind, open up your chest, squeeze your elbows towards each other. Excellent. And then release your hands. Thank you very much. Well done.